Good morning. Thank you for tapping in for some real talk from the heart. We are reading through God's Word twice per year, Genesis to Revelation, at 7 chapters per day. It's about an hour of reading. I'm hopping on here and sharing a quick takeaway, devotion from the 7 chapters. And our 7 chapters this morning are Psalms 20 through 26. Psalms 20 through 26. And our devotion this morning is from Psalms 26, verses 2 through 4. This is the passage I found myself coming back and meditating upon. I want to talk to you this morning about the spiritual checkup, right? A spiritual checkup. And I want to ask you, right, how often do you do that? But let's read this text. Examine me, O Yahweh, and prove me. Try my mind and my heart, for your loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in your truth. I have not sat with idolatrous mortals, nor will I go with the hypocrites. Again, this is Psalm 26, verses 2 through 4, and the spiritual checkup. The writer of this psalm says, examine me. Right? Examine me, O Lord. And I just thought about that, go into the doctor's office, once a year for a checkup, see how things are going, right? He does his examination, asks some questions, and that's really, where that word comes from, examine. It means to ask questions, right? To ask questions and to look things over. And I want to ask you, how often do you check in? How often do you check in with the Lord for a checkup? Just to ask, Lord, how am I doing? How are things going? How is it between us, Lord? Beloved, I want to encourage you to make that a frequent thing. Make it a daily thing. And really, when you sit before the Lord, right, in your daily devotion, as you make it a priority in your life to just get God's word and sit before him. And it's a mirror, right? It's a mirror for our hearts. We see that there in the book of James in chapter 1. How often are you checking in for that checkup with the Lord? I hope it's daily. I hope it's daily. Second of all, you see here the psalmist says, for your loving kindness is before my eyes. Another rendering is, it's my focus. Your loving kindness is my focus. What is your life focused on right now? What is your life focused on right now? What is before your eyes? What is your vision? Right? What has your attention? Beloved, I hope you and I can answer that it's God's loving kindness. It's the beautiful word, the Hebrew word, chesed, which means God's covenant love, right? God's loyal love, God's unfailing love. God's mercy, another translation renders it mercy, but it's that same Hebrew word, chesed. Is that what your life's focused on? Man, I hope your life's focused on the love of God, man, the undeserved love of the Lord. Second of all, he says there, third of all, I should say, and I have walked in your truth. I have walked in your truth. I have lived by your truth. Whose word are you living by? Are you living by the word of the world? Are you living by your word? Are you just kind of going about life however you want to go about it and letting your word and letting your ideas and your thoughts guide your life? David says here, I have walked in your truth. I have lived by your word. And then the next thing you see here is, I have not sat with idolatrous mortals, nor will I go with the hypocrites. Who are you doing life with? When I think of the word here where he says, I have not sat, the word sat means, or to sit. It means to make yourself at home with, right? To make yourself comfortable with. Who are you making yourself comfortable with? Are you making yourself comfortable with God and his people? Or do you find yourself more comfortable with people who have other priorities, the priorities of the world, right? Or are you making yourself comfortable with people who have God as their priority? Are you sitting with people who live double lives, who say, yeah, I'm a Christian on Sunday or Wednesday, but man, the rest of the time I'm living mirror reflection of the world. Same words, man, same thoughts, same priorities. David says here, I have not made myself comfortable. I'm not doing life with those who are worshiping other things, who have other priorities, or those who are living a double life. Beloved, I want to encourage you with this today. Focus on the loyal, unfailing love of God. Let that be your life focus. And walk in his word. Man, walk in his word. From the moment you get up, right, you get at his feet. You spend that quality time, that quiet time. You spend time at the feet of the Lord in his word. And then you walk out that devotion. Right, you live out that word. You walk in that truth, in that word. And listen, if you do life with people who don't have God as their priority, if you do life with people who live a double life, man, don't be surprised if your life becomes just like that. The pastor that mentored me told me, if you want to be a strong Christian, hang out with strong Christians. If you want to be lukewarm and a compromiser, right, someone who's given over to idols and those kinds of things, other priorities, do life with them, and your life will be just like that. But beloved, I want to encourage you this morning, man. Let's be checking in. Let's be checking in for that checkup with God, and let's do it frequently. Let's do it often. Don't let time go, because, man, that heart will get cold. If you distance yourself from the Lord and his people, your heart's going to get cold. It is, man. So make sure you stay intimate in the scriptures. You stay intimate in prayer and worship, fellowship. Be checking in. Be checking in, because we all need those frequent checkups. All right. Hey, love you. The Lord loves you. Man, hope to see you in the house of God this morning. Don't neglect the fellowship. It's a bad habit to develop. Man, get in there. All right. God bless y'all.